Welcome, Williamson County and beyond, to the Week 1 highlight show here on the Williamson Source at williamsonsource.com. We'll start off with our Athlete of the Week. We want to make sure these people are recognized, these players are recognized for what they did in Week 0. And first was J.R. Osborne. You're going to see more of him tonight, actually. But last week, a 53-yard field goal. It was a school record. But not only does this kid kick field goals, he also catches touchdown passes, as we mentioned in our preview show. He did that in CPA's win over Brentwood. And then Megan Henry from Page is our female Jack-in-the-Box Athlete of the Week. Megan had 2 goals in the game versus Fairview in their 4-3 win. It was her first ever game in Tennessee, and she's only a freshman, by the way. 2 goals in her very first game in high school, and she had just moved to Tennessee from Texas. So really impressive out of Megan Henry and, of course, J.R. Osborne. They are our Jack-in-the-Box Athletes of the Week. All right, now we'll get to some games that are outside of our coverage area, and starting with Independence and Marshall County, a game that went back and forth before the Eagles finally took the win, 31-25. They're off to a 2-0 start. Another District 11 team that's off to a 2-0 start is Ravenwood, in a game that we expected to be a lot closer than it ended up being. 41-7, the Raptors win it over Clarksville at Clarksville, and then Innsworth, we expected the game to be a blowout. It was. The Tigers win it 55-7, so there's 3 teams off to a 2-0 start. And we come back, we have our game of the week, BGA at Father Ryan. It did not disappoint. Stick around for those highlights.
I'm a lot more productive lately. You know, thinking big picture and coming up with new products like my 3 cheese and ham grilled sandwich. It's got a creamy tomato sauce, 3 kinds of real melting cheese, and thinly sliced ham on my grilled to perfection artisan bread. All because I got this robot handling the day-to-day stuff, which is super helpful. I wanted the corner piece. There's still a few bugs.
All right, Father Ryan taking on BGA at Father Ryan. And right here, the Wildcats back to punt. And they're punting to Bryce Vickers, who gets around the left side, across the 50 to the 40, breaks a tackle, down to the 20, needs one more block. He gets it, takes it to the house. Touchdown, Father Ryan. BGA would not go quietly. They recover a fumble deep in Father Ryan territory, and they would capitalize with a touchdown to Trevor Auerbach from the corner of the end zone. And then to make things more interesting, Ronald Cleveland. Wildcats expecting a big year from him and a big score right here. It's 28-20. And we have a ball game. But Father Ryan would stop BGA on a 4th and 2. And that would be huge around the 30-yard line as BGA was trying to tie things up. And then here's Williams. He would seal the game with a pick. He takes it to the house, but it would be called back for a block in the back. Wouldn't matter. That would seal the game. Father Ryan wins it 28-20. They're 2-0. BGA 1-1. Summit Spartans at Page Patriots. This game featured a little bit of everything in the first half. Fake field goal attempts, botched snaps, interceptions, turnover, the kickoffs. And here we are getting ready to start the first half. Another good crowd in Patriot country. Summit hoping to rebound from their 32-0 loss to Spring Hill. Page coming off that win against Lipscomb Academy. And right here, the ball on the ground. And it's recovered by Summit. And then on that drive, a 5-yard touchdown by Steven Schreiner. And Summit is up 7-0. The game would stay close, but from that point on, it would mostly be the Patriots with the highlights. Here's a Page field goal, making it 7-3. And then a botched snap. Summit, nearly a loss of 20. Page cannot convert. Then here, Lucas Kramer coming up with a fumble recovery. Page with the ball back. And they're fired up. That's a big play. Next Summit possession. They attempt to punt, but Nolan Green bats it down and recovers. Patriots leading 12-7 at halftime. And then they started pouring on the points in the second half. Here's the quarterback rolling out, finding his receiver in the end zone. Touchdown Page. It's 19-7. Finally, a little breathing room for the Patriots. This game offered them a scare early. Just really a sloppy game on both sides, but Page doing just enough. As you'll see, more trouble for Summit. Sean McMahon getting the pick for Page. And the Patriots tack on 2 more touchdowns to win it 33-7. All right, now Fairview, Camden, this game at Camden. Fairview opened with a missed field goal, a 20-yard field goal with 6 minutes left in the first quarter, a chance to get on the board first, but they would later on as the quarterback Zimmerman scored on a 1-yard touchdown with 11:21 in the second quarter to take a 6-0 lead. Camden would score just a minute later, an 80-yard touchdown run to make it 7-6 Camden, and Camden led it 14-6 at the half. And they would tack on 7 more with 6:25 in the third. And Fairview looking to battle back. A 50-yard touchdown pass from Hunter Zimmerman to his wide receiver Moore to make it 21-12 Camden, now a 9-point game. But then it would be 28-12 Camden in the fourth when Zimmerman would connect with Moore again. 11:49 to play. It made it 28-20. And Fairview just could not get a stop. Camden on an 8-yard, Camden intercepts Fairview pass, takes it into the end zone for the touchdown, and Camden defeats Fairview 35-20. Last season, it took Fairview several weeks before receiving their first loss. This week, they dropped their first game in week 2, so they look to bounce back next week. This was a close game. They had their opportunities, just couldn't pull it out, could the Yellow Jackets. All right, Hillwood at CPA. And the Lions, once again, another phenomenal game. This pass from Zach Weatherly to J.R. Osborne in the back of the end zone. Osborne, I mean, he just scored a touchdown. He looked really disinterested. That's 6 points, J.R. It's impressive. You can be happy. It's okay. Now here's plenty of CPA players combining on the sack. They were not allowing Hillwood anything through the air or on the ground. They were up in the Hillwood players' faces all game. And here's Wallace taking one past the line and into the end zone for another touchdown. 14-0 CPA here in the first quarter. Then how about this pick from Matthew Moore? Just taking it away. Incredible catch. And then on the next CPA possession, J.R. Osborne doing almost the same thing, taking it away from a Hillwood defender down to the 1-yard line. Looked like he almost got in. It wouldn't be but about a play later, right neighbors, finding Chase Huseman in the end zone for the touchdown. It's 21-0 at that point. Now we go to the second quarter, and a little bit of a controversial play here as you see Weatherly diving for the end zone. The ball looked like it might have come out of his hand before he crossed that line. Referee initially marking him out at the 1-yard line. Hillwood thinking they have a big turnover, but then it would be called a CPA touchdown. And Hillwood head coach Taylor Burks is hot, and he doesn't agree. That would eventually lead to a unsportsmanlike penalty from the bench. And we'll take another look because he might have a case. We'll see Weatherly slow it down, zoom in, dives. That's close. You can see the shadow of the ball maybe just over the line. That is close. That's a tough call for the official to make. It really wouldn't matter, and CPA fans seem to agree. They're all right. 42-28, Lions win. When we come back, more highlights. Stay tuned.
Monster Taco fans! Get ready for a night of Monster Taco madness! With 2 new Monster Taco flavors from Jack in the Box face off! Introducing the Bacon Ranch Monster Taco, crushing it with strips of bacon and creamy ranch versus the Nacho Monster Taco, coming hard with nacho cheese and jalapenos! Monster, Monster, Monster Tacos! Too much?
Needs an explosion.
All right, another game outside of our coverage area, Brentwood and Blackman. And like we said, this would be a very difficult game for the Bruins, and it was. Blackman led 42-0 by the fourth quarter before Brentwood ripped off 21 straight points. Tegan scored the first at 8:24 on a 2-yard touchdown run. And then John White stripped the ball for a 25-yard touchdown return. And with 1:22 left, Brentwood would score again after setting it up on a 60-yard pass from Croy to Marsales. That's good that they were able to put 21 points on the board. Hopefully they can carry that over into next week. But this Blackman team is probably one of the best teams in the entire Southeast. And they double up Brentwood on Friday. They win it 42-21. Good pasture at FRA. The Panthers trying to fight back after their loss last week to CAK, a 42-21 defeat. And now in their first home game of 2014. Players, fans excited. The team enters the field, but here we're going to see a Harris fumble in the red zone. Right when the Panthers were getting ready to punch one in, they were knocking on the door. Then Ashton Sawyer's 44-yard run. Later on, this is the second quarter. Good pasture gets on the board first, but FRA would win the game. FRA defeats Good Pasture 21-7 for the first win of the season. Well, this was one of the highlighted games. My TV 30 was covering it. Centennial at Overton. And Overton scored first on a 14-yard touchdown. But then Centennial wide receiver, Missouri commit Emmanuel Hall would catch his first of 2 touchdowns on the night. And then primetime Deion Sanders. He's a candidate for our athlete of the week. He would score the go-ahead touchdown with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left and lead Centennial to a 28-21 win. And Deion Sanders, that was his second touchdown of the night. As Centennial also 2-0. A lot of District 11 teams looking very strong in Week 1. All right, Liberty Tech traveling to Brentwood Academy after their big upset win at Henry County. And this one started off close, but it was all Brentwood Academy Eagles after that. Touchdown right here by Luke Brown. And Thomas Swafford taking over the quarterback duties for the Eagles after Dawson Knox went down. Here we'll find Cortrell Player wide open for the touchdown. Brentwood Academy goes on to win easy, 43-13. They're also 2-0 in 2014. Rebels hosting. Check out the student section. They're very organized. They're excited. They are a fun bunch. They're a riot. There's Joe Critchlow, starting quarterback in his senior season, and right now, Franklin already up 14-0. We talked about Bryce Meelam, how he's expecting to have a big year. Here he punches it in for the score, 21-0 Franklin. And we really want to point out a Missouri Tiger commit, Corey Fatoni. The guy is committed to Missouri State, and he can kick the football. Not giving any chances for returns on Friday night. Putting this one into the end zone. We'll see more from him. And on that possession, Fairview on a 3-and-out, now looking to punt, and it's a bad snap. Past the punter, trying to pick it up, does, but he's going to be knocked down in his own end zone. That's a safety, 23-0 Franklin, and they're starting to run away with it. And of course, they would get the ball back after the safety. And then Critchlow to Meelam, bouncing off tacklers and battling his way inside the 15. This would lead to another Franklin field goal, or to a Franklin field goal from Corey Fatoni. It's 26-0. That's the score at halftime. We go to the second half. And here's the Franklin defense. Again, not allowing anything. Clogging up the middle. Several Rebels combining on the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. And here's Joe Critchlow. Yeah, he can throw it. We know that. But how about running it, dodging a tackler, and putting on a stutter step, getting inside the, or right at the 10. First and goal from the 10. Couple plays later, we'll see Critchlow going to the air. Under center, play action, roll out, dumps it off to Jackson Sweat. Easy score. Franklin off to a awesome start in week 1. They win it 39-0 over Clarksville Northeast. And that'll do it for our Week 1 Friday night highlight show. I'd like to thank Chad Wither on 104.5 for their coverage from throughout the night. And also, be sure to check back in on Monday for our highlight show, where we'll have highlights from all of the games, including the road games that you didn't get to see tonight. And then look for that on Monday. Then on Thursday, our preview show. I'd like to thank Jack in the Box for their help again tonight in sponsoring our show. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.